Good morning, friends, and welcome to a brand new week. Welcome to Monday. It's September 22nd, and it is also the first day of fall. Welcome to a brand new season, and thanks for joining me here for Morning Pulse. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer for this digital broadcast that we do every weekday morning in KTTC's digital studio at 8:30. So yeah, like I just mentioned, it's technically officially the first day of fall, which I know is coming a little bit later this afternoon, the specific time for it, but we're celebrating anyways a little bit early, I guess, just a few hours early. So anyway, I'll get to some weather stuff a little bit later today, or a little bit later in this little chat broadcast here, but I'm going to bring you 4 news headlines first to start your day. So we have one story out of North Iowa, and then 2 in southeast Minnesota, and then the final kind of is a sportsy type story for all of Minnesota. So we will get started in North Iowa this morning with a narcotics trafficking investigation, rather. That investigation has ended with multiple people arrested on drug-related charges. This was in Cerro Gordo County. So we got this information from the Cerro Gordo County Sheriff's Office. Deputies and state troopers stopped a vehicle around 7:30 Friday night. This was along I-35, again in North Iowa. 2 people inside the car, 68-year-old Bruce Sogard and 69-year-old Mark Albrecht, both of Mason City, were arrested after a search of the car uncovered 8 pounds of meth and 1 ounce of cocaine. So they are facing some charges of possession with intent to deliver. So after that car was stopped and that all happened, a search warrant was then conducted over at a home. This was along Quince Avenue in Mason City. Several people there, including one person with an outstanding arrest warrant, or multiple of those, were found inside that house with some meth and firearms. So now we know that 66-year-old Barry Rowe, or Rao, I guess, of Mason City was arrested for a probation violation warrant. Officials say more charges are going to be pending in this case as the investigation continues. So kind of a lot going on in this narcotics trafficking investigation in northern Iowa. All right, our next story has to do with people that may be living in Red Wing or frequent the Red Wing area. Starting today, Xcel Energy is actually closing a portion of 5th Street. That's right in front of the Goodhue County Government Center for a utility project that is starting today. So visitors are not going to be able to park right in front of the building anymore during this road closure. It is temporary. We'll get to the timeline in just a second, but the county is going to be reserving a parking lot behind the government center for public visitor parking. So no parking in front, but there is a new lot out back just for the time being. Again, crews say that the sidewalk in front of this building will remain open. Visitors are still able to continue using the government center's main entrance that is on 5th Street, even though there's going to be some work done on the road. It's obviously being closed temporarily, so we do know that that project is expected to be complete by the end of October. So again, this is a temporary closure, a temporary project kind of happening there in Red Wing, right in front of the Goodhue County Government Center. So just something to keep in mind if that is an area you frequent, or if this is somewhere that you or your loved ones or friends live, just something to know about this morning. All right, we're moving into the Rochester area as families are kind of looking ahead to colder months and maybe a little bit more indoor play. We know that Spark Children's Museum in Rochester is actually showing off its brand new exhibit. Sparky's Garage is what it's called. It's a play space where kids can kind of pretend that they are working in an actual auto shop. We have some photos here on your screen of what it kind of looks like. The kids are able to crawl under a kid-sized SUV, kind of like an actual mechanic does. They can even step into a role of a service tech, going behind the counter with tools and parts and all those different things. There's also a way for them to climb into an electric vehicle and kind of take it to the recharging station. So all kind of fun things with this new exhibit. It is really just designed to get kids learning and dreaming and exploring a new area maybe that they haven't before. So if you think that this is cool or something that your kids might want to check out, you can head over to Spark Children's Museum, which is in the Apache Mall in Rochester, for Sparky's Garage. It's open during regular museum hours. So that's something kind of fun and something to think about now that we're kind of heading into those colder months, like I mentioned, and more indoor play options is something parents may be looking for. So And finally, our last story this morning is more of a sports story, but it is for Minnesota fans. We're talking about the Minnesota Lynx. They're now one step closer to the WNBA Finals, which is super exciting. We love our Lady Lynx. They are the top-seeded squad right now in the league, and they did end up topping the Phoenix Mercury last night, 82-69, which makes them take the lead in the semifinal series. So Minnesota actually was trailing this game by 7 at halftime, but allowed only 22 points in the second half to spearhead a winning effort. Now they're leading the series 1-0 over Phoenix. Courtney Williams led the team with 23 points. Kayla McBride had 21 points. So that was game 1 of this series. Game 2 of the best of 5 series is happening tomorrow at the Target Center. So here at home, a tip-off for that game is set for 6:30 p.m. If you want to check it out, or maybe just want to cheer on the Lynx from afar. Yeah, we know that our female teams, our women's teams in the state of Minnesota are really, really powerful, and they know how to get it done. They know how to bring home championships, and they really are a force to watch right now. And the Lynx, once again, is in that boat. So good luck to the Lynx tonight. We'll hopefully see a win, and then can hopefully move on to the finals. So that is all I have in the news and sports department today. In weather, you've probably noticed, if you have looked outside, or if you've been outside, or if you were woken up this morning in the middle of the night to thunder, lightning, and sounds of hail. Yeah, it's been a very active Monday so far. It was very loud in the overnight hours that we were here at KTTC at work, kind of getting ready for our newscast. Loud thunder, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain. Ted says that we've, I think, hit a record already. Some sort of record for the amount of rainfall, either this month or on this day. We've just gotten a lot of rain. The airport, I believe, was over 3 inches of rain just this morning. So yeah, it is a very wet day so far, and that is going to kind of continue all day. We do have storms and rain for the rest of the day in really all of our area, all across southeast Minnesota and northern Iowa. So keep that in mind. You do not want to forget the rain gear today as you go to work, or sending your kids off to school, or back home from school, or any of those kinds of things. So just keep that in mind. But the rest of the week looks like it's going to be fairly nice, with no big storm activity or anything, not even really any rain chances for the rest of the week. So we just got to get through today. Again, our first day of fall, Mother Nature kind of bringing us a wet start to the season, you could say. So just keep that in mind for your day. And if you need any other weather information, of course, you can go download our KTTC weather app to get your first alert for all things weather related. Obviously, we have local meteorologists that will bring you all of that information 24/7. We have all of that on our website, kttc.com, as well. All right, that's all the news and weather and sports that I have in store for you on this Monday. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you right back here tomorrow.